softly through the open screen. Petals on the doorstep and grass turning green. I stood there watching the warm light thin into May, thin into May. The curtains were moving, the tea had gone cold, and the whole room felt full of small endings and bloom. Back in that springtime, I learned how beauty slips away without ever making a sound. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the seasons stay with me? A sparrow flew low by the fence in the yard. The sky had that washed out and delicate heart. One cool breeze and the whole bright morning turned into memory, turned into memory. Now every soft petal and pale window light brings that season back in quiet colors to me. Back in that springtime, I thought every blossom would stay as long as I looked at it long. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the seasons stay with me? Maybe that spring air still waits by the screen for me, where the petals blew in. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the seasons stay with me? April leaving softly through the open screen. Petals on the doorstep and grass turning green. I stood there watching the warm light thin into May, thin into May. The curtains were moving, the tea had gone cold, and the whole room felt full of small endings and bloom. Back in that springtime, I learned how beauty slips away without ever making a sound. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of brings that season back in quiet colors to me. Back in that springtime, I thought every blossom would stay as long as I looked at it all. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes, pale flower light, fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the season stay with me? Maybe that spring air still waits by the screen for me, where the petals blew in. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes, pale flower light, fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the season stay with me? Summer slipped through linen hanging in the yard, sun on all the bed sheets beating soft and hard. I watched them rise like white sails over the grass, over the grass. The peaches were ripening, the fan turned slow, and the whole day felt lazy and golden and far. Back in that summer, time moved like honey in a jar, too slow to notice it go. Summer slipped through linen, warm as the heat on the clothesline, bright cotton light, moving in waves through the noon. If I could hold it out in both hands, would the sunlight stay that long? A radio drifted from somewhere nearby. The yard held the smell of soap, apples and sky. One still hour in the whole bright season rested on cloth, rested on cloth. Now every clean white sheet and heat in the air brings that summer back into my heartbeat, so slow. Back in that summer, I thought all long days would remain pinned to the line of the sun. Summer slipped through linen, warm as the heat on the Clothesline, bright cotton light, moving in waves through the noon. If I could hold it out in both hands, would the sunlight stay that long? September on the steps, with leaves near my shoes, a cardigan evening, and skies turning blue. I sat there, hearing the first cool move through the trees, move through the trees. The porch light came early, the tea tasted deep, and the whole dust felt tender and thoughtful and still. Back in that season, I learned how the year could lean down toward quiet and amber and loss. September on the steps, holding the gold of slow changing dry leaf and dusk, soft in the fold of the air. If I could stay there 1 hour more, would the light keep falling slow? A far dog was barking somewhere down the lane. The day felt half summer, half ready for rain. One deep breath and the whole front porch seemed older somehow, older somehow. Now every knit sweater and early porch glow brings that season back in brown, golden colors to me. Back in that season, I thought all departures were small, until I could hear them in leaves. Ooh, September on the steps, holding the gold of slow changing dry leaf and dusk, soft in the fold of the air. If I could stay there 1 hour more, would the light keep falling slow? Maybe that porch step still holds all my falls for me in the first cool of dusk. September on the steps, holding the gold of slow changing dry leaf and dusk, soft in the fold of the air. If I could stay there 1 hour more, would the light keep October in my coat pocket smelled of leaves and rain, bus tickets and chestnuts and old silver change. I walked home with both hands hidden deep in the cloth, deep in the cloth. The sidewalks were covered, the air tasted thin, and the whole town wore softness and shadow at once. Back in that autumn, I learned how small things carry years. A ticket, a leaf, and a scent. October in my coat pocket, holding the shape of late evenings, cold fingertip air and warmth in the lining I wore. If I could reach there, through all these years, would the leaves still brush my sleeve? The shop windows glimmered in amber and gray, the buses sighed open at end of the day. One long walk and the whole dim city turned tender somehow, turned tender somehow. Now every wool overcoat and chestnut at dusk brings that season back in worn golden details to me. Back in that autumn, I thought I was only passing through, not gathering a life in my coat. October in my coat pocket, holding the shape of late evenings, cold fingertip air and warmth in the lining I wore. If I could reach there, through all these years, would the leaves still brush my sleeve? Maybe that old coat still keeps all my walks for me in the seams of the fall. October in my coat pocket, holding the shape of late evenings, cold fingertip air and warmth in the lining I wore. If I could reach there, through all these years, would the leaves still brush my sleeve? The last warm night of summer stayed open till late, windows full of cricket song and a soft scream gate. I knew then something was ending, without saying so, without saying so. The moon sat low over the edge of the roof, and the whole dark felt gentle and fleeting. dance in the dark. A distant late radio sent up a spark. One still sky and the whole bright season rested its head, rested its head. Now everyone midnight and screen door breeze brings that evening back into my heartbeat. So near, back in that night air, I thought the heat would never fade, though I could already feel fall. Ooh, the last warm night, holding the hush before leaving. Soft August breath lingering over the yard. If I could keep it for one more hour, would the summer miss the dawn? Maybe that warm dark still leans on the porch for me, in the crickets and blue. The last warm night, holding the hush before leaving. Soft August breath lingering over the yard. If I could keep it for one more hour, would the summer miss the dawn? Winter came through the hallway under the front door seam, carrying in cold air and early evening. I felt it move across the floorboard, slow as a thought, slow as a thought. The windows turned silver, the lamp turned warm, and the whole house drew close like a secret to keep. Back in those winters, the dark came early, soft and blue, and taught the heart how to stay in. Winter came through the hallway, holding the edge of cold silence. One yellow lamp warming the center of home. If I could stand there barefoot again, would the floor still know my steps? My sweater smelled faintly of cedar and soap. The kettle kept breathing like it was hope. One dim hour and the whole small evening folded around us, folded around us. Now every first cold snap and dark after 4 brings that season back into my body at once. Back in those winters, I thought Would the floor still know my steps? Maybe that old lamp still glows in the dusk for me. When the first frost comes in winter came through the hallway, holding the edge of cold silence. One yellow lamp warming the center of home. If I could stand there barefoot again, would the floor still know my steps? Spring on the clothesline smelled of soap and sky. White shirts in the wind there, fluttering high. I watched them dance above the backyard like little flags, like little flags. The plum tree was blooming, the bees moved low, and the whole yard felt bright with beginning again. Back in that springtime, I learned how joy can look so plain. A clean shirt and sun on a line. Spring on the clothesline, holding the lightness of morning. White cotton breeze turning the yard into song. If I could stand there under that blue, would the wind still lift my heart? A bird landed briefly on one wooden peg. The basket beside me held warmth from the day. One small gust in the whole bright backyard opened with light, opened with light. Now every clean fabric and bloom in the air brings that season back in soft moving colors to me. Back in that springtime, I thought all fresh things would remain if I just kept watching them sway. Spring on the clothesline, holding the lightness of morning. White cotton breeze turning the yard into song. If I could stand there under that blue, would the wind still lift my heart? Maybe that yard still breathes in the sun for me, where the shirts touch the sky. Spring on the clothesline, holding the lightness of morning. White cotton breeze July at the bus window with heat on the glass, telephone wires swaying while the town rolled past. I leaned there watching the bright streets blur into noon, blur into noon. The seat stuck to my skin, the engine hummed low, and the whole day felt endless and drowsy and bright. Back in that summer, I learned how motion holds a time. I wrote a song in hot light. Ooh, July at the bus window, holding the drift of long daytime. Warm city blur, moving in gold through the heat. If I could ride there through that same noon, would the road still sing that way? A soda cap rolled by near the driver's feet. The sun hit the storefronts in quick little sheets. One long road and the whole bright city softened with heat, softened with heat. Now every hot window and bus engine drone brings that season back into my senses at once. Back in that summer, I thought the whole world had one speed, slow enough to stay forever. Ooh, July at the bus window, holding the drift of long daytime. Warm city blur, moving in gold through the heat. If I could ride there through that same noon, would the road still sing that way? Maybe that old bus still moves through the glare for me in the middle of July. July at the bus window, holding the drift of long daytime. Warm city blur, moving in gold through the heat. If I could ride there through that same noon, would the road still sing that way? November smell of rain rose from the dark street. Leaves by the curbside, soft under my feet. I walked home under one closing, the buses were late, and the whole town felt dim and far and far. Back in that season, I learned how longing wears a coat and follows you home in the cold. Ooh, November smell of rain, holding the ache of late evenings, wet leaf and light, soft on the edge of the curb. If I could breathe it, one more twilight, would the years come back in full? A window stayed glowing 2 streets down from mine. A radio murmured through one laundry line. One wet gust and the whole gray evening entered my chest, entered my chest. Now every cold drizzle and leaf darkened lane brings that season back in soft smoky colors to me. Back in that season, I thought I was only walking home, not carrying rain into years. November smell of rain, holding the ache of late evenings, wet leaf and light, soft on the edge of the curb. If I could breathe it, one more twilight, would the years come back in full? Maybe that damp air still rests on the lane for me, where the street lights turned on. November smell of rain, holding the ache of late evenings, wet leaf and light, soft on the edge of the curb. If I could breathe it, one more twilight, would the years come back in full? One sweater, early fall, and coffee after school. The air around the sidewalk turning crisp and blue. I wore it with both sleeves too long, then down past my hands, down past my hands. The sky sat high over the edge of the field, and the whole day felt caught between seasons and selves. Back in that first chill, I learned how growing up begins, in weather before it has words. Ooh, one sweater, early fall, holding the start of slow turning, soft color air. trees near the roadside had just touched gold tips. One shy wind and the whole small afternoon leaned into change, leaned into change. Now every knit sweater and coffee at dusk brings that season back in clear, tender layers to me. Back in that first chill, I thought change came all at once, not leaf by leaf in the air. Ooh, one sweater, early fall, holding the start of slow turning, soft color air, cool on the back of my neck. If I could wear it one more school day, would I still feel half afraid? Maybe that old knit still keeps all my days for me in the first hint of cold. One sweater, early fall, holding the start of slow turning, soft color air, cool on the back of my neck. If I could wear it one more school day, would I still feel half afraid? February by the heater, with frost on the pane, a book in my lap and the sky full of gray. I listen to the pipes and quiet fill up the room, fill up the room. The afternoon faded before it was 4, and the whole world seemed tucked in its stillness. And woo, back in that winter, I learned how comfort can be small and gentle enough to miss later. February by the heater, holding the calm of cold daytime, low humming warmth, soft in the blue of the room. If I could sit there, curled by that wall, would the hours stay that slow? The steam on the window hid half of the street. A spoon in my teacup made one silver ring. One dim day and the whole quiet season rested in heat, rested in heat. Now every radiator and pale winter noon Soft in the blue of the room, if I could sit there, curled by that wall, would the hours stay that slow? Maybe that old hum still lives in the walls for me on the grayest of days. February by the heater, holding the calm of cold daytime, low humming warmth, soft in the blue of the room. If I could sit there, curled by that wall, would the hours stay that slow? Seasons in the same window came and went for years. Rain and dust and blossoms and winter's silver tears. I stood there watching the whole world change in one frame, change in one frame. Spring moved in green light, then summer in gold, then autumn and winter kept teaching their ways. Back through those long years, I learned how life can be seen, and weather crossing one glass. Seasons in the same window, holding the turn of the whole year, light after light, changing the room and my heart. If I could stand there through all four again, would I know what time was then? The curtain kept breathing, the pain slowly wore. The same small window looked out on so much more. One still frame and the whole long passage of years gathered there, of years gathered there. Now every old window and weathered wood trim brings the seasons back in one living motion to me. Back through those long years, I thought time was only a lie, not circles of light on a wall. Seasons in the same window, holding the turn of the whole year, light after light, changing the room and my heart. If I could stand there through all four again, would I know what time was then? Maybe that old glass still keeps every sky for me, from the first bloom to snow. Seasons in the same window, holding the turn of the whole year, light after light, changing the room and my heart. If I could stand there through all April leaving softly through the open screen, petals on the doorstep and grass turning green. I stood there watching the warm light thin into May, thin into May. The curtains were moving, the tea had gone cold, and the whole room felt full of small endings and bloom. Back in that springtime, I learned how beauty slips away without ever making a sound. Ooh, April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the seasons stay with me? A sparrow flew low by the fence in the yard. The sky had that washed out and delicate heart. One cool breeze and the whole bright morning turned into memory, turned into memory. Now every soft petal and pale window light brings that season back in quiet colors to me. Back in that springtime, I thought every blossom would stay as long as I looked at it long. Ooh, April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the seasons stay with me? Maybe that spring air still waits by the screen for me, where the petals blew in. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes. Pale flower light fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the seasons stay with me? April leaving softly through the open screen, petals on the doorstep and grass turning green. I stood there watching the warm light thin into May, thin into May. The curtains were moving, tea had gone cold, and the whole room felt full of small endings and bloom. Back in that springtime, I learned how beauty slips away without seasons stay with me. A sparrow flew low by the fence in the yard. The sky had that washed out and delicate heart. One cool breeze and the whole bright morning turned into memory. Turned into memory. Now every soft petal and pale window light brings that season back in quiet colors to me. Back in that springtime, I thought every blossom would stay as long as I looked at it all. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes, pale flower light, fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the season stay with me? Maybe that spring air still waits by the screen for me, where the petals blew in. April leaving softly, holding the hush of first changes, pale flower light, fading at edge of the day. If I could keep it one breath more, would the season stay with me? Summer slipped through linen hanging in the yard. Sun on all the bed sheets, beating soft and hard. I watched them rise like white sails over the grass. Over the grass. The peaches were ripening, the fan turned slow, and the whole day felt lazy and golden and far. Back in that summer, time moved like honey in a jar, too slow to notice it go. Summer slipped through linen, warm as the heat on the clothesline, bright cotton light, moving in waves through the noon. If I could hold it out in both hands, would the sunlight stay that long? A radio drifted from somewhere nearby. The yard held the smell of soap, apples and sky. One still hour and the whole bright season rested on on cloth, rested on cloth. Now every clean white sheet and heat in the air brings that summer back into my heartbeat, so slow. Back in that summer, I thought all long days would remain pinned to the line of the sun. Summer slipped through linen, warm as the heat on the clothesline, bright cotton light, moving in waves through the noon. If I could hold it out in both hands, would the sunlight stay that long? Maybe that old breeze still moves through the cloth for me in the middle of July. Summer slipped through linen, warm as the heat on the clothesline, bright cotton light, moving in waves through the noon. If I could hold it out in both hands, would the sunlight stay that long? September on the steps, with leaves near my shoes, a cardigan evening, and skies turning blue. I sat there, hearing the first cool move through the trees, move through the trees. The porch light came early, the tea tasted deep, and the whole dust felt tender and thoughtful and still. Back in that season, I learned how the year could lean down toward quiet and amber and loss. September on the steps, holding the gold of slow changing dry leaf and dusk, soft in the fold of the air. If I could stay there 1 hour more, would the light keep falling slow? A far dog was barking somewhere down the lane. The day felt half summer, half ready for rain. One deep breath and the whole front porch seemed older somehow, older somehow. Now every knit sweater and early porch glow brings that season back in brown golden colors to me. Back in that season, I thought all departures were small, until I could hear them in leaves. September on the steps, holding the gold of slow changing dry leaf and dusk, soft in the fold of the air. If I could stay there 1 hour more, would the light keep falling slow? Maybe that porch step still holds all my falls for me in the first cool of dusk. September on the steps, holding the gold of slow changing dry leaf in dusk, soft in the fold of the air. If I could stay there 1 hour more, would the light keep falling slow? October in my coat pocket smelled of leaves and rain, bus tickets and chestnuts and old silver change. I walked home with both hands hidden deep in the cloth, deep in the cloth. The sidewalks were covered, the air tasted thin, and the whole town wore softness and shadow at once. Back in that autumn, I learned how small things carry years. A ticket, a leaf, and a scent. October in my coat pocket, holding the shape of late evenings, cold fingertip air and warmth in the lining I wore. If I could reach there through all these years, would the leaves still brush my sleeve? The shop windows glimmered in amber and gray, the buses sighed open at end of the day. One long walk and the whole dim city turned tender somehow, turned tender somehow. Now every wool overcoat and chestnut at dusk brings that season back in worn golden details to me. Back in that autumn, I thought I was only passing through, not gathering a life in my coat. October in my coat pocket, holding the shape of late evenings, cold fingertip air and warmth in the lining I wore. If I could reach there through all these years, would the leaves still brush my sleeve? Maybe that old coat still keeps all my walks for me in the seams of the fall. October in my coat pocket, holding the shape of late evenings, Would the leaves still brush my sleeve? The last warm night of summer stayed open till late. Windows full of cricket song and a soft screen gate. I knew then something was ending without saying so, without saying so. The moon sat low over the edge of the roof, and the whole dark felt gentle and fleeting, and close back in that night air, I learned how endings sometimes come, wearing the shape of calm. The summer missed the dawn. A chair on the porch creaked once in the dark. A distant late radio sent up a spark. One still sky and the whole bright season rested its head, rested its head. Now everyone midnight and screen door breeze brings that evening back into my heartbeat. So near, back in that night air, I thought the heat would never fade, though I could already feel fall. Ooh, the last warm night, holding the hush before leaving, soft August breath lingering over the yard. If I could keep it for one more hour, would the summer miss the dawn? Maybe that warm dark still leans on the porch for me, in the crickets and blue. The last warm night, holding the hush before leaving, soft August breath lingering over the yard. If I could keep it for one more hour, would the summer miss the dawn? Winter came through the hallway under the front door seam, carrying in cold air and early evening. I felt it move across the floorboard, slow as a thought, slow as a thought. The windows turned silver, the lamp turned warm, and the whole house drew close like a secret to keep. Back in those winters, the dark came early, soft and blue, and taught the heart how to stay in. Winter came through the hallway, holding the edge of cold silence. One yellow lamp warming the center of home. If I could stand there barefoot again, would the floor still know my steps? My sweater smelled faintly of cedar and soap. The kettle kept breathing like it was hope. One dim hour and the whole small evening folded around us, folded around us. Now every first cold snap and dark after 4 brings that season back into my body at once. Back in those winters, I thought cold only meant the air, not how the years could move too. Winter came through the hallway, holding the edge of cold silence. One yellow lamp warming the center of home. If I could stand there barefoot again, would the floor still know my steps? Maybe that old lamp still glows in the dusk for me. When the first frost comes in, winter came through the hallway, holding the edge of cold silence. One yellow lamp warming the center of home. If I could stand there barefoot again, would the floor still know my steps? Spring on the clothesline smelled of soap and sky. White shirts in the wind there, fluttering high. I watched them dance above the backyard like little flags, like little flags. The plum tree was blooming, the bees moved low, and the whole yard felt bright with beginning again. Back in that springtime, I learned how joy can look so plain. A clean shirt and sun on a line. Ooh, 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 ah. Spring on the clothesline, holding the lightness of morning. White cotton breeze, turning the yard into song. If I could stand there under that blue, would the wind still lift my heart? A bird landed briefly on one wooden peg. The basket beside me held warmth from the day. One small gust in the whole bright backyard opened with light, opened with light. Now every clean fabric and bloom in the air brings that season back in soft moving colors to me. Back in that springtime, I thought all fresh things would remain if I just kept watching them sway. Ooh, 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 ah, ah. Spring on the clothesline, holding the lightness of morning. White cotton breeze, turning the yard into song. If I could stand there under that blue, would the wind still lift my heart? Maybe that yard still breathes in the sun for me, where the shirts touch the sky. Spring on the clothesline, holding the lightness of morning. White cotton breeze, turning the yard into song. If I could stand there under that blue, would the wind still lift my heart? July at the bus window with heat on the glass. Telephone wires swaying while the town rolled past. I leaned there, watching the bright streets blur into noon, blur into noon. The seat stuck to my skin, the engine hummed low, and the whole day felt endless and drowsy and bright. Back in that summer, I learned how motion holds a time. I wrote a song in hot light. Ooh, ah. July at the bus window, holding the drift of long daytime. One the storefronts in quick little sheets. One long road and the whole bright city softened with heat, softened with heat. Now every hot window and bus engine drone brings that season back into my senses at once. Back in that summer, I thought the whole world had one speed, slow enough to stay forever. Ooh, July at the bus window, holding the drift of long daytime, warm city blur, moving in gold through the heat. If I could ride there through that same noon, would the road still sing that way? Maybe that old bus still moves through the glare for me in the middle of July. July at the bus window, holding the drift of long daytime, warm city blur, moving in gold through the heat. If I could ride there through that same noon, would the road still sing that way? November smell of rain rose from the dark street. Leaves by the curbside, soft under my feet. I walked home under one small umbrella, through misty light, through misty light. The bakery was closing, the buses were late, and the whole town felt dim and far and far. Back in that season, I learned how longing wears a coat and follows you home in the cold. Ooh, November smell of rain, holding the ache of late evenings, wet leaf and light, soft on the edge of the curb. If I could breathe it, one more twilight, would the years come back in full? A window stayed glowing 2 streets down from mine. A radio murmured through one laundry line. One wet gust and the whole gray evening entered my chest, entered my chest. Now every cold drizzle and leaf darkened lane brings that season back in soft smoky colors to me. Back in that season, reason. I thought I was only walking home, not carrying rain into years. November smell of rain, holding the ache of late evenings, wet leaf and light, soft on the edge of the curb. If I could breathe it, one more twilight, would the years come back in full? Maybe the damp air still rests on the lane for me, where the street lights turned on. November smell of rain, holding the ache of late evenings, wet leaf and light, soft on the edge of the curb. If I could breathe it, one more twilight, would the years come back in full? One sweater, early fall, and coffee after school. The air around the sidewalk turning crisp and blue. I wore it with both sleeves too long, then down past my hands, down past my hands. The sky sat high over the edge of the field, and the whole day felt caught between seasons and selves. Back in that first chill, I learned how growing up begins, in weather before it has words. Ooh, one sweater, early fall, holding the start of slow turning, soft color air, cool on the back of my neck. If I could wear it, one more school day, but I still feel half afraid. My notebook felt heavier, my steps somehow light. The trees near the roadside had just touched gold tips. One shy wind, and the whole small afternoon leaned into change, leaned into change. Now every knit sweater and coffee at dusk brings that season back in clear, tender layers to me. Back in that first chill, I thought change came all at once, not leaf by leaf in the air. Ooh, one sweater, early fall, holding the start of slow turning, soft color air, cool on the back of my neck. If I could wear it, one more school day, would I still feel half afraid? Maybe that old knit still keeps all my days February by the heater with frost on the pane, a book in my lap and the sky full of gray. I listen to the pipes and quiet fill up the room, fill up the room. The afternoon faded before it was 4, and the whole world seemed tucked in its stillness. And woo, back in that winter, I learned how comfort can be small and gentle enough to miss later. February by the heater, holding the calm of cold daytime, low humming warmth, soft in the blue of the room. If I could sit there, curled by that wall, would the hours stay that slow? The steam on the window hid half of the street. A spoon in my teacup made one silver ring. One dim day and the whole quiet season rested in heat, rested in heat. Now every radiator and pale winter noon brings that season back in soft wool and silence to me. Back in that winter, I thought stillness meant very little, until I began to miss it. February by the heater, holding the calm of cold daytime, low humming warmth, soft in the blue of the room. If I could sit there, curled by that wall, would the hours stay that slow? Maybe that old hum still lives in the walls for me on the grayest of days. February by the heater, holding the calm of cold daytime, low humming warmth, soft in the blue of the room. If I could sit there, curled by that wall, would the hours stay that slow? Seasons in the same window came and went for years. Rain and dust and blossoms and winter's silver tears. I stood there watching the whole world change in one frame, change in one frame. Spring moved in green light, then summer in gold, then autumn and winter kept teaching their ways. Back through those long years, Seasons in the same window, holding the turn of the whole year. Light after light, changing the room and my heart. If I could stand there through all four again, would I know what time was then? The curtain kept breathing, the pain slowly wore. The same small window looked out on so much more. One still frame and the whole long passage of years gathered there, of years gathered there. Now every old window and weathered wood trim brings the seasons back in one living motion to me. Back through those long years, I thought time was only a lie, not circles of light on a wall. Ooh, seasons in the same window, holding the turn of the whole year. Light after light, changing the room and my heart. If I could stand there through all four again, would I know what time was then? Maybe that old glass still keeps every sky for me, from the first bloom to snow. Seasons in the same